5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellous Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring them out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life. Had to find my inner power. To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you. Today is about the power of you. Check it out. You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, God damn it. Here I am. Welcome to the Romello Marcellous Show. You know what it is, man. Every night in the week, man, I come back with something hot, something fire. Man, it's about life and love and money and all the bullshit that we chase in life, man. But a lot of us, man, live different lives, and a lot of us aspire to the lives that others have lived. And, you know, every city has their quote unquote living legends and the things that they did and amassed and the mistakes and the losses, the wins, all of that kind of shit. And we're going to get off into that tonight, man, because what I see a lot of youngins in this era doing a lot of fuck shit, trying to be something that 9 times out of 10 their daddies were, and they could never be. The lesson is that a lot of times, man, their daddy stepped off the porch so that their children wouldn't have to. And what I've gotten now is that more of us young, our young offspring have a lot of, I don't mean to be facetious, feminine tendencies. And when I say that is that they operate off of emotions in every aspect of their life, down to their loyalties or their self-worth of being a man or professed man. And, you know, in the time in which we came up, a lot of things could get your head hit. And, you know, along the way, we have different motivations as why we chase those things that could get our heads hit, because a lot of us didn't come from the backgrounds where we actually had to be in those spaces and places to do the shit that we were doing. So tonight, man, you know, I gotta open the floodgates, man. I got a brother on here, man, that we can relate and we can have this conversation and a dialogue with a serious understanding and relate to one another on different aspects of it. You know, I further, you know, I through the prior talk, we talked about questions. You know, you can line 10 brothers up, man, and you can ask them one question and you're gonna get 10 different answers. Because not everybody views life the same. But now what we see is that the majority of the individuals are being led by the things they see on social media, on the TV, hearsay, and none of them actually ever put their pants on to amass the cojones to handle the responsibility of being able to provide opportunities for others around them, whether it's breaking law, whether it's an everyday upstanding business. The brother I'm bringing on tonight, man, has been on every aspect of what I just discussed. And without further ado, I got to bring him in, man. And you know, tonight's topic, you know, it's one that we can all relate to. That came up in our time. And I got to bring him to the stage. I can bring him on right now. I can't even hesitate anymore. Man, what's up, homie?
What's up? How you doing, Playboy?
Hey, I can't call it, man. Life is good. We still here. Yeah, every day is a good day above ground.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah, we're talking about, you know, I mean, I know that, you know, we discussed these things before, but I'm going to change the tone. I'm not going to get into, I'll touch on it, but I'm not going to talk about the fall. I want to talk about the whys. A lot of people get caught up in the legalities of things, and that in itself is this. I believe that when people see you rise to a certain level, they go get shovels,
Right.
because they want to dig up shit to bring you back to somewhere that you've already been. So when we talking today, it's like the hustler's paradise. I want to talk about the glitz and glamour. I want to talk about, the time in which was spent, that feeling of independence and that revelation that, I've arrived somewhere where I'm independent at this point in time, and I can look, look ahead, whether the future was bleak or not, the measure of the individuals when we jumped off the porch. So my first question to you, man, is when we talk about us as being little boys, how old were you when you jumped off the porch?
I say like about 12 years old.
About 12. What was the motivation?
Watching the older guys around my area, seeing how they move and maneuver, seeing how they handle the community. They was almost like they was like what you consider the NBA and the rappers to to today's climate. Giving us a couple of dollars for good grades and stuff like that. So I admired everything about them. So me watching them and seeing how they move and seeing that they was getting fast and wanted to move that way kind of got my attention at an early age.
Yeah. Seemed like a lot of us had that conversation, man, with those that were older than us. We wanted to have those things and be able to amass that respect. When you started, I guess it was probably about 79, 80?
Yeah, you're probably there. Yeah, probably about 81.
81? Yeah.
81.
Things were
81, 82.
Yeah, still kind of, it was an old game.
Yeah.
Older game.
Yeah, the old laws. We call
they were dealing with things that buy houses as opposed to buy cars.
Right. Yeah.
When you finally took the turn and you got in it, we all have that revelation, that thing that flows over us. When did it first hit you, and what year was it that, like, you got up and you looked in the mirror and said, God damn, I'm doing this shit?
I mean, shit, to be truthful about you, this may be shocking, but I feel like that when I got like my first probably 5 or 10 at a young age. So I feel like that about 85, 80, 84, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm going to the shoebox, counting my money over and over, taking it out, ironing it, putting it back up. Yeah, I feel that way. That's the feeling I had when I was at the top of my game. Yeah, I was a young boy. Yeah.
So with that, man, I mean, who did you have around? Because all of us have at least one or two to keep us grounded. You know what I mean? It's like, whether it's a sister, brother, grandmother, grandfather, somebody that you always are, regardless of what you're doing, that individual is always in the forefront of your mind to say, I'm gonna mash the gas, but I can't do it.
Oh yeah, that's unquestionably my grandmother. She was my conscience, my spirituality. She was everything. You know what I'm saying? That even if I was thinking negative, I didn't want to go around. I thought she could read my mind. So she was my conscience, man. She the one that came around Langston Tlers and took me out Seat Pleasant, showed me church, showed me Easter Sunday, showed me all that type of thing. So she was everything to me. So that was my conscience, whatever I did.
How was school for you, man? I mean, were you academically inclined? Was it something you wanted to do, or did you maintain that even when you were off the porch?
Yeah. I maintained my grades even up to all the way to the beginning of high school. They dropped off probably like in the 10th grade, but all the elementary and junior high, I was, in some good high class and did very well, and I contribute that to my stepfather and my grandmother also. So I was pretty blessed with that.
Mm-hmm. And when you move right back then, and you were in your state of mind, Did you put your pistol on first, or did you put your pants on first?
I mean, truthfully, I had my pants on first. I had enough dudes around with all the pistols on them. So I had my pants on first. So I had a lot of dudes to do that part.
Yeah. You know, what I do know, man, is that a lot of other brothers' motivations are different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of other brothers are not out there for the money.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our brothers, they were out there still, back then, doing it for the nigga next to them, or doing it for, to impress some female.
Right.
And what I've learned in my time is that individuals like that, they weren't built for the game.
Right.
All that came with it.
Right.
And I can attest to it at a young age, man, that my dad took me out and we had a conversation, and God rest his soul, he said, I wish I had more time, but I got to give it to you because you're going to do it anyway.
Right.
And the rules were basically this: the longer you play it, there's only going to be two places you're going to go: hell or jail.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be ready to go when they come for you. And if you swing for the fence.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna. It's not even worth it to catch the same amount of time if you're not swinging for the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 times out of 10, if you're swinging for the fence, the folks that's gonna come for you, they ain't gonna wear badges on their chests.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna wear letters on your back.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be ready to stand for whatever it is you do. And that's that. Now, I get off into that as a segue. How did you feel the first night they came for you?
Well, the first night they came for me, it wasn't unbelievable because they picked up a couple of the guys on my case probably a day or two before then. Also, when they actually had me in their possession, I kicked their mode. It's almost like if you go outside and start raining, you kick your mode to put a hood over your head or umbrella over your head, because I knew this day was ultimately coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just got in mode, like, it's time to fight these people, possibly go to jail and deal with that. Like I say, but being young and being around the older dudes, I already was trained. I already knew everything that come about it. So it was like 1, 2, 3, like turning the key.
Yeah. Hold fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With that, man, as that did turn place, because a lot of people don't understand how. Okay, I do a lot of the prison reform and the legal aspect of things. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did a show a while back, and it was in coverage of R. Kelly,
Okay.
but it wasn't about R. Kelly. It was about how powerful a conspiracy can be,
Mm-hmm.
where they actually have a man that's been convicted of something, but he hasn't been convicted of those actual offenses.
Right.
They use the Mann Act to convict him.
Mm-hmm.
So the segue is this: how is it that you were able to be corralled into a conspiracy that you were not directly affiliated with, being a wholesaler?
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now, hindsight, and I'm just speaking for me,
Mm-hmm.
if I were in that position, knowing that was the case, I would basically stand, or do what I needed to do to separate myself from that
Mm-hmm.
situation, as far as being a wholesaler.
Right.
So what I'm trying to figure out is how they were able to put you with that.
Right. Yeah, but even though I was a wholesaler and was doing my own thing, I still had a relationship with the head people in the case. So I was with them. We spent a lot of time together. So with that being said, in pictures, you talk on the phone. Even though nothing on the phone got me indicted, I actually was indicted because 2 other people in the case mentioned my name on the phone. I wasn't actually in the conversation, but again, it said guilty by association, kind of in that way right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just and the feds was determined. They had a list of people who they wanted to get, and I just unfortunately happened to be on that list.
I know.
So you know how that go.
Yeah. So with that, when they took you in, I guess basically at that point in time, they had just enforced or instilled the 84 Bail Act.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those of us that understand that, we know that once we in, and they'll instill anything to keep us there.
Mm-hmm.
by basing the fact that the magnitude of a case there is means to flee or become a flight risk. I saw, I mean, a lot of us that were around Gen Xers, we saw the boomers, we saw that the theatrics of how they put that together to make you guys examples.
Yeah.
It's never been done again.
Mhm.
I've seen where a lot of different things have come up as I guess their means to instill this position to say we're doing something about the salacious sentencing that was going on back then. Because now they're not hurting jokers on those smaller conspiracies. They're not even hurting them. But back then, you were probably looking at a 40 to life case,
35 to life.
35 to life.
Mm-hmm.
You think about it, like I was saying, retrospectively, if you wasn't out there for the right thing, under that kind of pressure, you're gonna fold. You weren't taught.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't bred for that.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of it, though, a lot of times people would they lose their shit. And I'm gonna tell you, I can speak for my thing. I've seen a lot of guys fold.
Mm-hmm.
And they've come in there with that female tendency, that I gotta express everything, and if it's not right, then I gotta wreck it. I gotta wreck everything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that from a lot of the cases that I've, even with y'all, I mean, there was some, some fuck shit that happened later, but even with that, man, I'll be the first to say that if a motherfucker wasn't acting right and I'm feeding you and I'm with a motherfucker that I'm responsible with, what you want me to do? Fall on the sword because you fucking around with what I'm, with my character? You understand me? So, right. I mean, I'm saying a lot, but I ain't, we understand what I'm saying and who I'm talking about.
Right.
With that, in your heart of hearts, would you ever think that he would do that?
No, I would never thought he would do that. It's still hard for me to grasp it even to the day. I just, he was taught under the old laws. What I'm saying? Whole family tree lived a life. So, I would have never expect him to, come there. But you never know what a man gonna do. I've learned that in that situation. What a man do, been in a situation, yeah. But I wouldn't know. I would never thought that.
Mm-hmm. If you could change anything about the last 32 years, what would you change?
32 years. I don't know. If I can go back far, the only regrets I really got, I'm not even gonna call it regrets. The only thing I would like to experience was when I was a kid. I wish I would have took the time to be a kid, enjoy the stuff. I'm looking back on people's Facebook page and seeing that people play club football, play, different little thing, organizations like that. I wish I would have did that. That's one thing I wish I did. Another thing I wish I did, we go back there 30-something years ago, you talk about, I wish I would have attended a college. So them the only two things that when I look back, I say, damn, I wish I could have put that on my bucket list. But other than that, man, I wouldn't change nothing, man. I'm so proud and admired and everything about how God created me and how he made me, how he built me, how he make me look at life. So, if that would have gone back with a change in that, then maybe, I just had to miss out on it.
Yeah. I told you right about my commentary.
Right.
So I got to ask you the question.
Right.
All right, we in the courtroom.
Right.
Just say, hey. You sorry? You know my answer. It's on the record. What are you sorry? Are you accepting this responsibility? Are you sorry?
Right. Yeah. With me, man, when I look back in hindsight, I'm gonna say I was regretful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it would have helped me get a time, some numbers taken off, and didn't hurt nobody else. I wouldn't have a problem saying I'm sorry and regret it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I used a little more Humphrey Bogart than me on that stage right there.
You know, at that point, I'd tell JDB, hey, I'm sorry I got caught. That's it. I'm already hit now. I'm hit. I'm up there burning. I gotta put the flames out. I'm hit. I'm sorry I got caught.
Look,
tell the truth.
Judge Ritchie, he already when I got severance from the case and took my own cop to money laundering, they gave me 51 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he told me before he dismissed me, man, but I never see your face again under no circumstances. I took him so serious that when I left out the courtroom, my lawyer told me he could have put in a motion for a sentence reduction, a 2-point sentence reduction. Me being young, 20 years old, ain't never been in trouble before. All I heard was, "Don't come back in my courtroom no more." Right? I told my lawyer, "Don't even fuck with him." You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that wasn't but some motion and filing paperwork. So when I'm out their way, I'm trying to get out their way. I ain't trying to antagonize them or nothing, right? So
all the way.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get out their way.
Yeah. Now, what I would say is this: going through it, you tried like 24 karat gold, you know, and a lot of folks can't relate to what I'm talking about. Carrying that red card, you go through it, you learn a lot about yourself, limits, you know, how to protect your integrity, you know, to deal with folks from all walks of life, you know, and you make bonds and pacts with folks as you move about because of your integrity that would last a lifetime. I don't care where you go in the world or in the country, if you met someone and you have those bonds. If you were to measure yourself, yourself now, and all that you know, what would you tell the 20-year-old you today?
Take your time. It's not a race. Enjoy all the moments. Choose your time wisely. You know what I'm saying? And those are main things. Just take my time.
Take your time. You know, expectation is a real thing, you know, especially when we're young and we going 50 miles going north. We want it all. Can nobody tell us we can't have it? And how we go and get it, you know, a lot of times it came with consequences that we weren't really ready to bear, but we had to when it happened. We've all lost some folks that were dear to us. Same question I just posed to you. What would you tell a younger one that you lost now?
A young one that I lost. I'm talking to someone I lost back then.
Yep.
Deep question. That's strong. You know, I tell them, I hope that they, made it, to the promised land. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? Also, if I played any part in some of their mindset that got them in the predicament they was in, I sincerely apologize. And, and those probably the two things that off the top of my head.
We all probably we got children, got grandchildren. I pray every day that none of mine suffer any of the sins of their father. I've done everything that I can do, and I'm sure that you have, to keep your children green, or as you stated, to have a childhood. since you've been home, would you measure your earthly riches and your wealth, and in comparison to your youth? And I'm saying the total encompassment of it. Could it compare if you never made a pimp dime the rest of your life? Right now.
Right. If I never made another dime the rest of my life, would I be content on my life experiences?
Yeah. Oh
yeah. Long as I don't get put out of the house in the process, long as that's part of the package, they don't come put me out. Yeah. I was never a dude that was even though I was in the streets getting fast money, I never was a dude that was obsessed with having it all or whatever. I mean, a lot of my motivation came because I had a lot of dudes with me. Even before I started getting in the streets, I was looking out for them with the food in my house, a little extra clothes, because we was a little better off than the average people in my community. So I always was just that type of person, you know what I'm saying? So even though I wanted money, but there wasn't a total motivation where I want to have all the money, you know, that they had to be printed. I just wanted to be comfortable, better look out for people. And that's still my motivation to today, you know what I'm saying? Even though I know you got to set up generational wealth, so that's my goal for them, and also for, you know, people, my loved ones, for my good men too. So that, you know, I'm not one that need to have it all.
Cool. So you're giving back to the community now. I mean, you helping some young guys or young girls, you know.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I've been doing mentoring, also community events, you know, co-drives, food drives, you know.
Well, you always done community events.
Yeah. That's why the entertainment came so naturally to me.
Hey, what it is, man. You got to shift gears. Gears. When it ain't there for you, you don't have that expendable income.
Right.
You gotta make it shake. You know, a lot of us come home and still have all those same bills in place. You know. They wasn't able to attach it to the forfeiture, and you still got to cover that shit. But at the same time, you know, I'm like this. I see my grandbabies. I see my kids. All of them are grown. I'm able to touch each and every one of them. You know. Shit, if I never made another dime, man, I'm still wealthy.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. That's the most beautiful thing. That's the most beautiful thing in the world, to see my daughter say she loved me in the morning when I wake up.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the most beautiful thing in the world. The money extra, the money just dessert. You know what I'm saying? The health is the main course. The money.
Say it again. You know, say it again.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah. You know, I guess it depends on what jokers are doing it for. You know, if they're doing it for their families, or they're still trying to stunt like the motherfuckers is 22 and they 55. You know, you got a bunch of jokers out here that do that. You know, you 50 and you still want to be gangster. Where the fuck they do that at? It's time for you to get your AARP card and get your IHOP discount. You still want to be gangster.
I was just down to fight last week, down the tank fight, and I seen dudes at my age and older, you know, off to the side mugging and posturing themselves like they still in the black hole. So I know exactly what you're talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? I just keep it moving. Thank God for keeping me away from the foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The car show. The car show.
Yeah.
If you could go back, would you go get your car again? The one, the silver one.
Oh yeah. You remember that joint, huh? I like that little joker. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
I see him all the time. I'd be like, man, if I go and pull this motherfucker up, he'd be like, let me go ahead and refurb that.
Yeah, but I had a little truck called the Desert Run. I really missed more than anything. I had a lot of fun in that joint. Little, you know, mountain little truck. That's what I really think about sometimes. I even Googled it the other day looking for one. See if I can find one. That's what
you got to go to County Auto, County Classic Autos in Illinois. They got them all. Okay. I even seen the Lambo truck up there, the 86 Lambo truck. Yeah. I was like, damn. And they ain't want but 12 for it, but it got some work got to be done.
86, yeah, the only Lambo truck I seen 86, probably 87. I seen Tyson with one.
Yep. The same one with the box, you know, the little that version sitting right up there. It's green. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta look that up for that my Desert Runner.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we got opportunity to chop it up, man. And segue.
Right.
There's a lot of things that people are offered now, and I'm saying this through because I'm gonna I'm doing this series as I talk to you. I'm working on it now. I want to really do it because I'm getting into the legalities of it.
Okay.
The prison reform, understanding the things that you're gonna go through while you're breaking law, and potentially, now, as I was stating with the R. Kelly case, the conspiracies are more easy to fall into. The acts don't even have to be overt anymore. You can just discuss it and it's done. You can be on a one-man conspiracy and shit's creek. And most jokers are not willing to sit pre-trial for a year to 2 years to get some sort of resolve with that amount of time or whatever that is, whether it's a 5 to 40, whether it's a 10 to life, whatever that is. They're not willing to do it. So none of these motherfuckers end up at 555 trying to give something up they ain't got to give up. And understanding, you got to shut the fuck up like it's Friday, because they mean what they say, everything you say, and the rest.
Right.
So understanding that, what I'm actually getting into is the actual processing, the process of it. If you do the crime, you get jammed up, be prepared to sit your ass still. It'll work out how it work out. If they ain't got nothing, they're gonna come and offer you something. You want to take them to trial? Cool. If they're not ready for you, you might skirt through. If not, the bench gonna burn your ass up. There's no way around that. It's just what it is. And it's based on, case by case. A lot of brothers, I've seen come through, and I'm gonna tell you right now, when I was out there, I got a lot of time back because motherfuckers didn't understand what they were doing, and I helped them with their ineffective assistance and that kind of shit. I probably got 263 years man time back for jokers. So understanding that is that, okay, let's say you had evidence that you didn't even discover or didn't even know that was there because you never took the time to even go through your discovery while you were in pretrial, which could have very well ended your case long before you even went and copped. But because we listened to the nigga next to us telling us this is this, and we're not willing to take the opportunity to really read or get with somebody who can read and do a little research, because shit, once you're in that situation, you're in isolation. Nigga, you got commissary, pay the motherfucker to go down there and do that research and bring that paperwork to me so that I can get a better understanding of what I need to tell my lawyer, because the majority of motherfucking lawyers, they in there on the CJA and they don't give a fuck about you. They want to get paid and move on to the next one, unless you're paying them. And shit, you talking about a conspiracy, you looking at now on the low end, if you're a low man on the tier, what, $25,000 right now?
You might be a guy to go a little more up.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that if you came in on the last day of the conspiracy, nigga, that's what you talking. And if it's a wiretap, shit, it's something totally different. And especially if you preparing the trial, and if you step it in, you might as well go and prepare to go to trial. They're gonna burn you up anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's. I mean, the courtroom was constructed to win. It's just like the crap. It's just like the joint in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? The house was constructed to win. You know what I'm saying? You got to be built for what you're getting yourself into. And so I'm saying, fortunately for me, in an unfortunate situation, I was kind of groomed for the moment. You know what I'm saying? And and outside of being groomed for the moment, I was still spiritually sound.
There you go.
That I feel like I'm a winner in all circumstances. So a lot of people don't, have those type of, upbringing. So, that's why you had a situation you have. Then, like I tell my mentees, I always refer the movie to them boys in the hood when they was going to retaliate about when the boy got killed early in the movie, and they was off to go back there, go find him. And the dude told him, stop the car, let me out. When we was in the movies, the whole movies fell out laughing. I told him, I said, man, he was the realest dude in the movie, because he understood that he wasn't ready for the repercussions of that moment. Not the beefing part. He's seeing the long term. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. And the man got to know his limitations and what he built for. And when you have people around you, you got to know who around you. You know You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it's a lot of little things that if they wasn't trained to think that way, it'll go right past their head.
Right. Seen it so much, all too well, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like now, man, these young kids out here, these young cats are running around, and man, I'll put it to you like this. I guess a lot of things are accepted in those environments, depending on where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't accepted when we went through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn. I mean, let's just say this, right? Here you go. I had jokers coming in, man, and had bodies, a whole bunch of shit, right? And would cry daily because they didn't understand, the things that were going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the acceptance of responsibility on themselves was even harder, because once they woke up from that fog or whatever it was, they understood it wasn't worth it. Whatever it was they were seeking to prove. The difference between us and what's going on now is that we ain't have shit to prove. We were proving it. We were there for the money. We wasn't there for the other shit. The other shit just came. And it was, chess with maneuvering the fact that we could stay out of the way of harm. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even when, the hammer fell, it's like, all right, just come with that.
Right.
With my commissary, let me, who cutting hair? What's up? Let me get the movie. Let me find out what my bid is while I'm waiting to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And studying and doing the homework about, what I'm gonna be doing with myself to occupy my time and my mind, because that happened already. You know what I mean? That happened when I jumped off the porch. It was already built into the motherfucking package. That's the retirement package. I just didn't get out in time. It's like the stock market.
Yeah.
We played it, didn't
Right.
get out in time, lost.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
These jokers now they playing it based on every day what I see. What I see. I got to be like blah 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 to be accepted, and the acceptance is like, damn. What do we really? Damn, just had an epiphany, bro.
Right.
As fathers, as grandfathers, what are we doing for our children?
Mm-hmm.
We got more young girls out here putting in work than we do guys. I just looked at a clip where a young girl put in work with a knife over a phone. Is that what we really? Is that a part of our legacy? Is that what we really leaving or left? Because I mean, through it all, those amount of years that a lot of us were gone, who was raising our kids?
Yeah, and that's why I was going to jump in early. You said something earlier about the mindset of them out there versus us, right? And until I got close up on the work, like about 6 years ago, I got real close up on the work. I was kind of, I had a lot of pains about it, but now that I was close up on the work, the times are so way different now. They're comparable. Like you got a young Curtbone or young Romello. Before we came on, we already had an uncle, a big dude, or somebody giving some type of law. You know what I'm saying? Like they jumping out there lawless, and they freestyle because nobody there to give it to them. The fact that we was gone, the fact that they moms on drugs or doing what they got to do to survive. So a lot of times, man, when you see some of these crimes they're committing, and we're not going to make it okay by no means, but we was doing stuff for extras. Like we was already, our mother had us in Morton's and Hex and all that stuff. We was just trying to get up to the white, what's the Garfinkel's and all them type of joints, right?
Gimbals, Garfinkel's, yeah.
All them type of joints, right? But they just trying to get to Marshalls. They trying to get in there. They trying to get to the thrift store. Like they really don't got nothing. Like I've been in some youth house there. You open a refrigerator, it's nothing. Like when I say a gallon of water, half full of water, some bread, some cheese, a couple of little other items. So the urgency is a little bit different, right? They dealing with stuff. We never really had to deal with the sexual part of being molested at a high rate, child pornography, the use of drugs. Man, it's a whole other animal they're dealing with, man. So I kind of sympathize with their heart, even though you get frustrated seeing the crime they commit over and over, the carjacking. But it's a big animal that if you ain't really close up in person to see it, you can never even imagine it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a deep dive, man. And I think, man, you know, that we really gonna have to come together as a whole community. Like, can't nobody. Cause I told people a while ago, I say, man, this shit gonna go to your door. It don't matter what, man. It's gonna come to your door. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm 53. I'm gonna be 54. I don't want to wait till I'm 70, 75, and I can't fend nothing off. You know what I'm saying? I still got energy. My fossils real good, man. I'm just trying to rally up some people, man, to try to get in the fight, man, because it's real, man. It's really real, man, because it's coming to your door. Whether it be your daughter, your nephew, your aunt, somebody see lady, they pull up the bus and beat her off the bus and beat her up and dragged her off the bus. There was all young boys. It wasn't nobody on there to say, man, what is y'all doing to intervene? Like, we scared of our youth, man. We
couldn't do that shit when we was kids.
Yeah.
We would mess around and find our ass toe off about 5 times before we even got home.
Man, look, I remember being around a couple of my friends that talk loudly, mother, and I got in an argument with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your motherfucker. She talking to you like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just like they didn't have that. So we got to get that structure back and try to, you know, start working on the 9-year-olds, the 10-year-olds, the 8-year-olds, because when they get to 13, it's like back in the day when our age somebody was 19 or 18. You know what I'm saying? 13. You know, with this internet and all that, they got a lot of too much information they can't dissect.
Yeah. I feel that, man, because, you know, even now with the information, it travels so fast. It's like the average individual has a attention span of, 12 seconds? You know? And, I mean, when it's coming so fast, it's like even with this platform, right? I had swayed last year, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to get up and give them the dose of whatever their daily poison is. You know, whether it's man bashing, whether it's woman bash, whether it's this, whether it's that. But I had to be more responsible. And this is where I'm at now. I have to be more responsible with what I'm putting out, do my part, and speaking life into us. And I will say this: if you survive the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, each and every one of us is an icon in our own way. There's nothing more powerful of a being than a Generation Xer. Because 9 times out of 10, we were latchkey kids. We were gone from sun up to sundown, and we may have got a sandwich, and we survived on a sandwich. That is, if one of our homeboys' mama went to the store. You feel me? And we may have come home right after dark, but nobody bothered us. You know, the shit we got into, it was money. It was hope. We might have ended up in the boys' joint, you know, here and there, but it wasn't nothing that would have been so drastic that it changed our lives forever. You know, and that was far few and removed. But now we could wake up every day and just log in. Boom, some kid just shot another kid, or, you know, some dude just shot, you know, and it's like, I look at it and I'm saying, damn, these young boys are afraid of taking an ass whooping. You know, where's the fair one at? Or as they say out west, where's a fade? Can I get a fair fade? You know what I mean? Yeah. And the thing is, you know, we both have, you know, folks out there. So we understand that culture. We understand it. And a lot of times when it comes to it, if they draw down, it's got to be something real serious. Even in their own clique, they got to even fade you off the set. It's certain, you know, certain things. It's protocol. But everywhere else, and I'm saying it more than anything in this city, it's like, damn, there's no hierarchy. There's no nothing. these jokers just roll around and just think that they got to prove something to everybody. It's like, even prime example. Okay, here we go. We talk about the glitz and glamours. Let's say RSVP. Shit. I'll even go far left. I'll go even tear down. Safari Club. Concert. I'm just saying that, the different vibes is like, okay, we could walk in dressed to the nines or Players Ball in Crystal City, the highs years ago. Tux, the whole nine. We had enough decorum. If we wanted to dance with a lady, how you doing? You mind dancing? Now, you got jokers when you walk into a club, they so busy wanting to be seen, popping bottles, they watching other niggas as opposed to watching the lady. And they're so caught up in themselves that they'll be willing to disrespect the lady in a spot to garner some sort of false sense of respect. And I'm like, that shit is off. I mean, something's way off with that. We never move like that.
Yeah. It's no men in their life. It's no men. You understand?
There you go.
Teachers females, their moms, obviously female. When they get locked up, the COs females, they probation officers females, they doctors females. So they really don't be around men to really get to learn the basics on how to act and perform and know, when to, be that type of way. So it's they in some really messed up times, man. And it's unbelievable. You ever go to a school? When I go to a school and there's a male counselor there or a guy that's doing the behavioral class, he like a superstar into all the other female teachers because they so happy to see him. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta really put this joint down and map it out and really like volunteer time for school, like we gotta put the man presence back around because just trust and believe me, I go down to the joint New Beginnings and that's where all the young do all the killing go down there from DC. That's what our time is called Oak Hill, right?
Right.
Them guys still kids. They still want to be handled. They still want to be around men. They just ain't had the opportunity to be around it. And when you talk to them, it's like, dang, it's like they wish they had the information beforehand. So we just got to cut into these little dudes before they get down there and can't be intimidated of them because they all want to be hugged and loved in a certain way. Now, you can't approach the way we was approached. Like we was an old dude might tell us, man, bring your little ass here before I kick in your ass. And we just went over there and hollered at him. Not that we feel like he's gonna really fuck us up, but it was a respect thing. Now you can't approach them with that same method because they haven't been used to even nobody talking to them aggressive or even a high pitch. You know what I'm saying? So they'll get right into their emotions and react. So you gotta find a way to engage them. But once you figure that blueprint out, they all the same, but you gotta get past that wall to get to that process. You know what I'm saying? That goes vice versa for the women too. So it's gonna have to be a collective effort with a lot of prayer in it. But man, long as God give me the breath in my body, I'm gonna stay in the fight one way or the other, indirectly or directly. And that's my my issue with it.
Yeah, I see it, man. And the thing is, we're constantly being pitted against one another. Us black men and black women, and it's hard when we don't have the family unit in the house. And this is where I can say a lot of us differ. Whether daddy was in the house or not, we still had a relationship with him. He could still pull up the house and mama gonna show him the respect. Okay, that's your daddy. Yeah, y'all need to talk, whatever y'all need to do, but the fear of the Father is like the fear of God. And if they don't have it, shit, they don't have it.
Yeah, the uncle too,
Yeah.
The OG in the neighborhood.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when we had to cut school, we had to hide. We couldn't come around and just play basketball on school hours. I'm talking the neighborhood guys, like, man, what the hell y'all doing? It's school time. You know what I'm saying? So we had a lot of direct and indirect teaching, man, that shaped us all to be who we were. That's why, I don't be so hard on them as they is now because, man, it's like it's a joint. I speak of this a lot. I seen it on the Animal Channel when some elephants was in the jungle running around, knocking trees down and fighting aggressive to other animals, and they couldn't figure out what was the problem. And they ended up having to go to another part of Africa and brought some adult elephants over there. And they say within days, they was performing like regular animals. But the fact no adult elephant wasn't there, They was just doing what they thought they can do, fighting each other, fighting other animals, attacking the feeder, doing all type of stuff, right? So it's the same apply here, man. They running around. They don't have no adults there, no men adults there to kind of, you know, show them the right way and explain to them why that's the right and the wrong way to do.
Yeah. Man, I you know, I'm gonna say this. You know, I gotta address it, right? Anybody I've ever interviewed that come from our way, there's a way to do it. And you know, I saw your piece on Vlad, and I gotta say it, man. I don't fuck with that white boy.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and my thing is, I mean, on some real shit, if you ain't ever, he them people, I gotta say it, and at a cost to whatever it may be, whatever he's making, that's his business. But I don't appreciate the fact that he does it at the expense of us. And I will say that I take my hat off to you and how you governed yourself on that that interview, because he never put you in a position where you know, didn't know that, hey, look, I ain't answering that question, you know, kind of fuck you, man, you know, that kind of thing. But you know, my house is open, and you know, when we have our conversations, it's gonna be light, but I'm talking about the growth in the man. I may talk about where you've been, and it's merely the reflection of where you've been and where you are now. And I can say this: when I look at you, when I see you out, I know the different lights. You know what I mean? I know both. And when I see you, you 50 feet tall. You still here. You know what I mean? So I give you your roses. Right now.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. And on the Vlad piece, man, to me, Vlad a DJ. You know what I'm saying? That's all he is to me. You know what I'm saying? So a DJ ain't gonna trip me up to say nothing I don't want to say. I mean, not even the police for that answer. But man, to me, I'm not as so harsh on Vlad as people are on him, and I understand people's position. I see why they feel the way they feel. But this is how I look at stuff. When he came into the community, the hip hop community, as a DJ and whatever he was doing, and all those guys, he was making a mixtape, breaking bread with him, and he was the lowest on the totem pole. So to me, he put his work in. I'm saying, me from the outside looking in. I mean, he came from carrying crates to doing music, you know what I'm saying, to all the way he got where he got now. It's up to the people when they get on his platform to divulge what they want to divulge. You gotta understand, it's just like if Jay-Z, or let's just say Warren Buffett, pull somebody over and be like, man, how can I help you? What can I do to help you? Somebody gonna think of the most outlandish thing or whatever they think to persuade him to get him a bag, right? And that's how people feel when they get on that boy platform, that he got 5.5 million. It's like, man, I gotta say something outlandish, and a lot of times, they jump out there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff he asking, those simple. You could just simply say, man, I don't want to answer that. Next question. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. It's just like if me and my man go to get locked up, he in the interrogation room, he can't come out and tell me the people tricked him.
But see, there we go. We talking about that 9 times out of 10, that female tendency where
you told you did.
Yeah, your dress look good than mine, and yeah, I got to say it because all these fools is watching me, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's what it is. He set a big stage for him, and they grabbed the mic and go. You know what I'm saying? But I, again, fortunate for myself, it go all the way back. I'm gonna keep saying the teachings, how I was raised up. You know what I'm saying? I already knew, as I tell my kids, my daughters all the time, you the prize. And I always felt that way. You know what I'm saying? No matter Jay-Z in the room, Warren Buffett, Bezos, any of them guys. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, y'all know I'm in the room too. So, so unfortunately, I looked at it different. But I understand people's perspective on it. And one more thing, people don't know when I ordered to get the interview, it was 3 things he told me I couldn't ask him about. One of them was Louis Farrakhan. One of them was Rick Ross, and the other, of course, was his family. So when he took that way, he took about 9 or 10 of my questions away. But
you can ask me anything.
Yeah. But again, I can improvise, and I think a lot of people wanted me to address the Louis Farrakhan joint. But again, he said in order to do the interview, he wouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and another thing, but me, I'm pretty sure Louis Farrakhan is strong as ox, and people saying that, man, he ain't apologized to Louis Farrakhan. He didn't make a. If Louis Farrakhan wanted him to really apologize, he'd be apologized.
Yeah, he would. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be more mad than the person that he talking about ain't mad or whatever. How he filed it, he not as that mad. So I'm not gonna take the energy on. But I get the point that people feel about him. I understand. I definitely do.
Yeah. I just feel like for me, man, when I do these interviews and I bring my brothers and sisters on, I'm not here to goat shadow. You feel me? You know where your shadows are. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to uplift those that are watching, my brothers and sisters and myself, to have good, positive, and strong dialogue that, yeah, we've seen some shit. This is where we are. This is the payoff. You know, it's just like a fucking hater. If they out there, if you're working every day, you're gonna get a paycheck. You know, and regardless of what it is, you're gonna get paid what your work is. So when I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm here to counteract that. I'm not here to garner clicks and likes based on me pulling out the negative aspect of somebody, regardless of what that individual has done or where we've been. I'm merely talking about the process of greatness, because everybody has it in them, and recognizing that God can't use you unless you've gone through something. You have to be able to intelligently and emphatically speak about experiences that can change lives. If you ain't been there, what can you tell me? Especially with the young people that we so avidly want to touch and get to turn around and not throw their lives away. You don't got but one. You know, and you think about it, a lot of their mamas, they ain't got no burial plans for these babies. You know, but then you know, you look at the same time, like I said, I mean, I discussed it on the show. You got a lot of bras out here, excuse my French, no pun intended. If it fits you, wear the shoe. A lot of y'all out here would prefer to buy a Chanel bag and give those folks $5,000 for a bag, as opposed to buying your grandbaby an $8 life insurance policy, a term life that could very well perpetuate a legacy of wealth for your second and third generation to come. That would cost you a mere $8 a month, and to have a burial plan for yourself, so that you're not a burden to anyone else if you checked out of here today or tomorrow. I get so tired of seeing us on this motherfucking platform with a GoFundMe, and you look at it, it's like prime example. Okay, let's say if you got a Facebook page or Instagram and you see a motherfucker out there with all these cars and houses and bags and shit like that, and you stunting in front, and the next thing you know, the family putting a GoFundMe page up there, and it's like, damn, I thought they were like that. I thought they were built that way. Are they, or their priorities were intact? And then you begin to look beyond them and look at their offspring, their seeds, their children, like those that they leave behind. Like, damn, the temperature was that much off. Is that what we doing? You know, but at the same time, even if we doing it, I'm not here to slight anyone that steps into my realm as a you know, prosperity. You know what I mean? You know, going forward. Thank you, E. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for clarifying that right there. Yeah, that right there. Not term life. Get whole, permanent, universal, or index universal life insurance, which builds personal and generational wealth as compared to term life. Thank you, brother.
Okay, Eric got on top of that.
Yeah. Hey, trust me, our brothers is right here. They listening. They here to help us out. You know, we got to lock arms. And what I don't know, hey, trust me, they out here. They know. Just like we got to be here for each other. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think a lot of you say you don't try to run them by into a dead end because you live both sides of the street. You understand the repercussions of stuff. A lot of these guys got platforms, like you said earlier, they haven't really been through nothing. Some of them haven't even jaywalked, which is a good thing. So they don't understand some of the stuff you asking and putting out there can be predicated to somebody else. For example, I get a lot of questions about the joint, about the Cash Money kid told on dead body. You know what I'm saying? I mean, someone that was already dead put a body on him. I'm saying it's a lot of ends to that rectangle or square, because you can have a point where I put it on Romello because he dead, and then somebody nephew blow your daughter head off when she trying to go in the club because they couldn't get to you. You know what I'm saying? So it still could be repercussions off that type of stuff. So a lot of that stuff, man, if you wasn't walking that life, you don't even think that far. You know what I'm saying? So just like, just basically like what they call the hour act, with the guys come home now that getting all that time because they, the brain didn't develop like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So all that stuff, man, is play a part, man. So you got to really, really understand and been around the block, so to say, before you jump out here making moves and putting information out there and leading people in a certain direction. Because I already seen it. You know what I'm saying? I seen what people go in that courtroom, man, and the ones that pull the trigger the fastest, the ones that jump in there and fight 5 dudes at one time, they can't handle a lot of that pressure. And then you even got to be aware of your surroundings. Like you got to be aware of surroundings. Like if I see a dude that's disrespectful to his mother, to his female family members, I already know you ain't gonna kill him about me when the situation hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? If I see a dude that's every time we want to get on the elevators, he can't get on the elevator, I'm not gonna put no pressure on him because he get in that box. He gonna be in the messed up spot, not because he weak or he soft. He just can't handle being at the inclusion of it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people don't understand. They don't surveillance their crew or the people around them. So you just got to be more aware and pay attention to everything. And that's why they say God gave you 2 eyes and 1 mouth and 2 ears and 1 mouth, and just be observant.
Yep.
There's a lot to come with the game, man. It's a lot to come with the game.
Yeah, a whole lot come with it. And then the other thing is, here's one for you that a lot of these jokers wouldn't even be able to comprehend or deal with. That interstate compact, that therapy, that when they pouring that diesel on you, and you settle in places where you don't know nobody, ain't no homies there.
Right.
You got to fend for it. You know what I mean? Or excuse me, they take you out of existence because you ain't land nowhere. Don't nobody know where you at. You at a moving black site.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man.
Oakdale, Louisiana. I was in one. Oakdale, Louisiana. Two other dudes. I rested home from Lynchburg and Greensboro.
Come on, man.
So with Crips and Bloods, a bunch of New Orleans dudes. So I've been there and done that.
Yeah. So you think a lot of jokers they can't handle that.
How they say, man, DC got the biggest car. We had a 10-speed down there. It wasn't no car, wasn't no motorcycle. It wasn't no nothing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no nothing. Yeah. I done seen that. You know what I'm saying?
You better be ready to work. If not, shit. Most of them jokers will check in and, hey, look, I need to get to 555.
Right, yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
So, but man, I appreciate you, man, coming on, man, and gracing us with your presence.
Yeah.
I lift you and your family in continuous prayer, and your businesses and your prosperity and your peace, and that your understanding surpass all understanding that you could ever imagine. Because a lot of times, man, we sit in our greatness and don't recognize all of the tools that have been given to us through the trials that we've gone through. We golden, man. You golden.
Man, yeah. You as well.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for having me. I appreciate you for being a dude that you always been consistent. You've been consistent the same dude. You know what I'm saying? When I ran into you both month ago, as soon as you got out the car and walked up on me, the first thing you did was offer how you can help build what I'm doing. How can I help you take your platform to the next level? Because I got experience in it. It might be some things you don't know. And that mean a lot, because we in a time and day now when somebody see, the first thing they thinking is, what can I get off of them, or what can I get from them? And you offered yourself to me, so that spoke volumes to who I already know you to be. So it ain't shocked me, but it was just refreshing. You know what I'm saying? So I want to tell you that I appreciate you that, and thank you for that, man. And and we definitely be chopping on more, man. And and I wish you most success in this platform, and hope we go to the moon and light some people along the way.
Yeah, man. Hey, if y'all on this platform tonight, man, listen, y'all got to check out Curtbone TV. Go to log on to YouTube right now, subscribe, smash the bell, pluck the like, leave it in the comments. Man, there's so much good content on there, and there's so much more to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tag my guy, man.
Yeah,
tag
you.
in, tap in.
Yeah, call 5 people and make them subscribe to me.
Yeah, hey, give me your all of your social media. Where can they find you at?
My Instagram is Curtbone CURTBONE_DC. Also, my YouTube channel is Curtbone TV. And those main things I really be promoting. And I also have Exchanging Jewels Instagram page, same spelling, Exchanging Jewels.
Check this out. I'm gonna set you up like this week. If you like the Romello Marcellous show, look, follow me right here on YouTube. Smash the button, click like. Also on Instagram, man, you know what to do. Double tap me, let me know you came through.
He about to give me this game. Y'all gonna see it in my channel in a minute. You gonna see
also on Facebook, man. If you're there, hey, look, get at me.
Yeah.
And for all y'all, man, listen, it's a new year, and on deck, man, as I stated before, I got guests. Guests are coming. I had to push them back throughout the holiday, man, but here we go. And my guy right here on the west side, he's coming.
Yo, what's going on? This is Tariq Nasheed out here in Los Angeles. I'm giving a 1-year anniversary shout out to our brother Romello. Our brother Romello is out here doing good things, working with brothers and sisters who get caught up in the system, helping brothers and sisters get back on their feet. We need brothers like you out here in the game, doing the right thing, helping our brothers and sisters out here receive justice. Keep doing you, man. Happy 1-year anniversary and many, many more, man. You keep doing your thing, and we're here for you, brother. Much respect, much love.
So yeah, he's coming on. We got him locked in, and it's always a party here. We like the party. Ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna ever.
Yeah.
Hey, man, they were outside Arlington County Jail. Somebody sent me the clip, man. I had to remember shits and gigs. Hey, look, man, I truly appreciate you, man. Yeah, I truly appreciate you coming on, man.
Okay, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Man, the door's open. Anytime you want to come in, man. Hey, just ring and let me know.
Okay.
And we'll get together, man. Because like I said, I gotta give you all this, man. I can give you everything I got. Okay, got to pour in each other, man. As brothers, man. We got to do it.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
God bless you, man.
God bless you.
Okay.
Yeah, man. There you have it, man. Listen, Curtbone Chambers. Listen. We've all been through some things. We've been tried by fire. But that fire is to make us pure and make us whole. We can only speak through the experiences that we have. This is what makes us experts in our lives and makes us the example and the exceptions to the rule, to be used to provide betterment to those that need it around us. And all you'll get you some understanding, man. Don't let anybody tell you can't do something. You can do anything you put your mind and your heart to. I don't profess to know it all. I know some shit. Shit I don't know. I got brothers and sisters around that know it, and I can tap into them just like they can tap into me. And yeah, man, this is what it's about. We have to be willing to uplift each other in our positive lights as Black men and women, because there's so many things that are against us. Okay, so many powers that are against us that keep us apart while they reap up our young, reap up our legacy, our children. Even though we've made mistakes, we recognize those things and we move forward. All right, every day we do. I'm gonna always give you the show enough. I'm gonna say the shit that motherfuckers won't. You know, I put a post up this morning, and I stand on that shit. I ain't gonna change. You know, I gotta be real everywhere and at all times and all points and going north, south, and west. And my comment may offend folks, you know, and I'm gonna say it again. Before you put your fake motherfucking life up, man, make sure you block the folks that know you in real life. Dummy. There, I said it. So all I'm saying to you is this. In real life, remain humble. Recognize the blessings that you have, even if you don't have the things that you think that you are entitled to. Stop drinking from the well of entitlement, and the blessings will overtake you. Be prepared to receive all of the things that belong to you through your labors. You put your hands to it, you shall be paid the things that you put your hands to, the labor. It shall overtake you. Be prepared to share in that with those that need that kind of help. And it's not so much to say that they may need resources in the mindset of monetary things or even a body, but just the fact that you are moving, you are inspiration. All right. So yeah, if you like the show, once again, man, watch me. I'm on Monday through Friday, weeknights at 8:30, and share, tell a friend. Click that button at the bottom of the screen. If you like me, follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and yeah, tell a friend where you saw me. And in all you're getting, get the fuck off my line. Good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellous Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring them out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.